guess what I've just finished reading? The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling. I have to apologise for two things right now. First of all, I'm still kind of getting over the end. It's a bit emotional, just a tad. So, I apologise for this review. And secondly, I apologise for the lighting. I can't get this right. I don't know what's happening. I mean, at least I'm not green this time. This picture was actually green earlier. I just couldn't get it right. So I've got my lamp, as you can see. But this is the best that I can do with the lighting. So I hope you like this review, and I'm just going to move swiftly along. So, The Casual Vacancy, in case you don't know, it's about a man called Barry Fairbrother who lives in a small village called Tagford, where basically he dies. It's not a spoiler, it happens right at the very beginning of the book. And it's about the characters' fight to try and win his place in the parish council, because there's like a spot that's free now. And while this is happening, lives are being unravelled and relationships are being torn apart. Everyone's at war with each other, and it's a whole load of mess in a very small place. That's basically it. So, I know what you're thinking, because I was thinking this as well. When I first heard about this book, I was thinking, wizards, parish council, I mean, isn't the parish council thing a bit of a drag? In a way, it's like not very interesting. But I have to say that I really like this book. I know it's got a lot of mixed reviews, but personally, I think this is one of the best character-driven stories that I've ever read. No, I mean, normally I love plot-driven stories. I'm not a huge fan of character-driven stories because I just find that the plot makes it a lot more engaging and entertaining, and builds up the pace a lot more, and they're just more interesting to read. But I might change my mind now, because if I can find other character-driven stories like this, then I definitely would have them on an equal playing field. I don't know what the phrase is. I really liked this book. What I really liked about it was that the characters were so complex and so well written that through most of the book, my opinion on the characters kept changing as I found out more about them. So when I first read about Crystal, I really didn't like her, but then by the end, once I understood her story and her history, I kind of started to like her. I thought she was alright. And then the ending happened, and I'll say no more, basically. But really well written characters. But it's the same with, I mean, some characters I liked, and then as the story went on, I just really didn't like them. Like Fat. I really liked him at first, and then by the end of the book, I really didn't. I couldn't stand him. So opinions kept changing, and I thought that was just really clever because it shows that there's a lot of character development going on. As usual, J.K. Rowling's writing style is amazing. It's just so easy to read, and it flows so nicely throughout the story, and it's just such a nice writing style. I can't explain it other than that, but it really is. I also liked the way that there are small things in the book which kind of pop up later on in the book, and they're all kind of connected. So I have an example because I didn't explain that very well. But basically, in this book, Simon Price throws a computer into the river, and that's basically all you think happens. But then later on, the computer becomes part of a huge plot point in the story, and I just thought that, yeah, again, that was clever as well, because it shows that everything in the story is connected, like all the characters are connected as well, because it's such a small place. And the ending. The ending. Okay, this is going to be spoilers, huge spoilers, so if you haven't read it, please don't watch any further. you know that I really like this book. I recommend that you go out and buy it and read it. Definitely not for kids, but I'm getting this over really quickly so I can discuss the ending. So, huge spoilers ahead, so I'm going to talk about the ending. But who else was really sad at the ending? Robbie and Crystal's death. Oh my god, I just couldn't. Especially Robbie. I mean, he's just like a little kid, and then he drowned, and but then Crystal's as well, because it's not her fault that she's in that situation. And I know what she was doing. She should have been watching her brother. I know that. But the fact is, she just, it's just such a sad thing. Like, all she had in her life was a brother. He was like the only one who she really loved. And for him to die, and for her to commit suicide because she couldn't stand the fact that she thought she was the cause of his death, it was, oh my god, it was so heartbreaking. And I, okay, I didn't cry, but my eyes did well up a little bit, and it was really emotional. But there are a couple of things which I thought could have made the book better. I think the first half of the book was quite slow, and I wasn't sure where the plot was going. Sometimes when you don't know where the plot's going, that's really good because it leaves room for a lot of surprise, and sometimes it works. But for this book, because it was a character-driven story, I don't think it worked in the book's favour, but it definitely picked up in the second half, and I think the first half was important, but it still didn't change the fact that it was quite slow. But that's all the cons I have with this book, really. Slow beginning. I think some people are put off by the beginning. I think maybe something could have happened to kind of pick up the pace a bit. I think once the first message was typed in onto the like blog forum thing, another website, I think that's when the pace started picking up. So that was about halfway through the book. Overall, I really like this book. Like I said, I'm going to give it 4.5 stars out of 5. Normally, I don't go for character-driven stories. Well, I do read them, but they're not normally my favourites. Well, this book I thought was really good. I'm only taking away half a star because of the slow beginning, and I think something could have been done to maybe pick up the pace a bit. But definitely, I would highly recommend this book. Like I said before, please don't give this to kids. Don't, if you're a child, don't read this book. I'm not going to say this should only be read by people aged 16 years or over. I don't know, because you know your age, you know what reading age you're at, so I can't be the judge of that. But my advice is that kids shouldn't read this because of the swearing and the sexual scenes in it, and there's drug abuse and suicide and all sorts of stuff like that. So yeah, I don't think kids should read this. It's definitely not like Harry Potter. But let me know what you thought in the comments, and if you have any questions, leave me in the comments as well, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I hope you enjoyed this review. Read this book, Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling. Now we have to wait. I don't even know how many years for her next book, so that's going to be kind of painful. I'm not sure what book I'm going to read next, but my TBR list is growing, and I have a load of books which I haven't read yet, so I'm stocked up for a while. Oh, I just ordered a book which I cannot wait to read. I didn't actually know it came out. Oh, I'll just tell you what it is. Okay, I just ordered Beautiful Redemption. Hopefully it will be here tomorrow. I didn't even realise it was out yet. I was sitting there waiting for it to come out, not realising that it was already out. So I'm a bit stupid in that way, but it's on its way. So that will probably be the next book I read if I don't get impatient tonight and pick up another book and start reading that. Because, like I said, I have a few that I need to read. So I'm going to keep reading, definitely. And just put that down there. And I'll see you all next time. Bye!